Hey there, I'm Chris with PearsonCopy.com, and I'm here to help your brand make more sales with emails. As a part of my 100 days or 100 emails in 100 days breakdown challenge, I'm breaking down an email today from Melin. This is what I would call a product introduction or a product launch email. Essentially, what they're doing with this email is they're just introducing a new collection of hats. And they've got a little bit of like a product creation story inside this email, which I think they could expand on more. And then I'm going to break that down for you and show you, just pull out some insights you can take back to your brand with that. So, with that being said, let me go ahead and dive in. So their subject line here, introducing the Adventure Club Hot Springs collection. So this is what I would call a direct offer or a direct pitch subject line. They're just getting right to it and saying, hey, here's the product. There's no preamble, there's no story, there's no problem or agitation of the problem at the front. They're just getting right to the product and saying, hey, this is the new collection, here it is, go check it out. So these emails typically I would send to your engaged list, and definitely would send to people who've already purchased before, because they're engaged. They're engaged for one because they're opening emails and engaging with your brand, and two, the people who've already purchased, those people already know, they've already bought from you, and so they either trust you or know what your products are like, and they already have those in their hands. So you don't really have to do any like extra upfront work to to have that conversation segue into selling a product. They already know your brand. They already know it, and they're already engaged and already like it. So you can just direct pitch it and say, "Hey, go check it out. Here's a new collection." A side note to this is if you have any new subscribers that have not purchased, potentially don't know your brand a whole lot yet, maybe don't send this to them. Because they don't know your product, they don't know your brand, they don't know your story. They might still be in your welcome series. They're not warmed up yet to your brand, so potentially don't launch new collections to new subscribers. But if you have existing subscribers who are engaged, and then also people, like I said, have purchased already, absolutely, you could send an email like this with a direct pitch, direct offer, and it would work. It'll work pretty well. So that's the only caveat to this, I would say. That new subscriber thing, I would test and see if it work. Maybe if you are going to send to new subscribers within the last 30 to 60 days, they're not out of your welcome series yet. They're not considered engaged. They're still warming up to your list. Maybe add a little preamble to this of like start and focus on the story of like how you came up with this collection, which Mellon does here in this paragraph down here at the bottom. They do talk a little bit about it, but maybe expand that a bit and make that the lead. Make the story the lead and say, hey, this is why this story, this is like a product creation story, and use that to go into the product. And sending that to your newer subscribers will probably work better. I would assume it will because they're further up the buying journey. They're more in a problem. They're in a problem stage, or they're in a solution stage where they're like, hey, I'm looking for a new hat. I need something that's rugged, comfortable, and it's made for people who appreciate excellent gear paired with breathtaking landscapes. So, like, you have your little profile there of the customer that you're trying to sell to. Using that story will warm them into the product as opposed to just throwing the product and saying, "Hey, this is what's going on. Buy it." So that's the caveat there. I'll test that and just see if maybe send this email differently to each segment as opposed to sending it to the whole list and saying, "Hey, new collection." That'd be something I'd want to test with this. Yeah, so that's just some strategy there. Top here, I would remove this menu entirely. You're introducing a collection or a product. I don't want them looking at anything else except for this. If they're not going to buy this or go for this, then they're going to read this email and leave, and that's fine. You can use other emails to get them to other products, but this is a product launch or product introduction email, direct offer. I don't want them being distracted with this menu at all. I don't even want them considering looking at anything else except for this. That's the point of the email, is to get people interested in buying this if it's a direct offer. If they don't want it, that's the point. If they don't want it, then they're not going to buy it, and they leave and they don't buy. And that gives us information just as much as somebody buying. So that's what I'd say about the menu. Next, Melon does use in their header or the top of their emails, they do use graphics, which I think in most cases is totally fine. They use a hybrid approach. They use graphics, they use copy, and they mix it. And I think with a product introduction or product direct offer, like a collection introduction email, if you put the images in the email, then you're going to have to work a little bit harder to get them to click through and buy. If you take the images out, you're going to have to work on the anticipation and curiosity of actually going through and looking at the hat on the site and letting the site do the selling. So depending on what strategy you use, just keep that in mind. If you're not showing product images and you're using plain text, you're gonna use more curiosity and anticipation and engagement and excitement to get them to click through and let the site do the selling. But if you're using images in the email, then the email can do the selling, and you can actually get them to buy, shop now, etc. Make that decision before they go to the site as opposed to on the site. So I would just want to say keep that in mind when it comes to using graphics and images in your emails. I do like how they have this broken out. They have the coordinates here. I'm assuming for this year's natural hot springs, that's what those coordinates are. That's essentially where this product was created, is a hat that's basically built for that type of terrain and landscape, etc., for that lifestyle. They've got three basically action shots here: one on the water, one on the cooler here, and one it looks like I can't really tell it's on a table or on the truck bed or something. But they have action shots or just product image shots, which is great. And then the copy here, I'm going to read this copy. This is basically the only copy that's like substantial in this email. So I'll go ahead and read through it, and we'll talk about it a little more in depth. Inspired by the beauty of the Sierra's natural hot springs, the Adventure Club Hot Springs collection was designed for passionate outdoorsmen. Okay, so there's the first call out. This is the product, and this is who it's for. This is what it is. This is who it's for. Okay. Next, built to be equally rugged and comfortable. So there's your features, right? Each hat in the collection is made for those who appreciate excellent gear paired with a breakthrough with a breathtaking landscape. So again, you have your features, and the benefits are equally are implied. They're not directly stated. So maybe update that of like rugged and comfortable. What does that even mean? Like state for me why rugged and comfortable matters to me as a customer if I'm buying this. That little extra bit could turn this copy into it can increase clicks and conversions just with that of like, okay, cool, it's rugged and comfortable. What does that mean for me? So what, right? Answer the question. So what? Each hat in the collection is made for those who appreciate excellent gear paired with a breathtaking landscape. So they're calling out the type of lifestyle or the type of use that the customer is going to have for the hat, which I think is great. So I think getting a little more specific on what excellent gear means and what a breathtaking landscape is. So tying that back to this year's natural hot springs, maybe doing a little more digging there, creating a little bit more of an emotional connection instead of just general statements might help. But yeah, the main thing on this paragraph is great. Like this paragraph works well. The main thing is I would expand on what does equally rugged and comfortable actually mean. Because when you think of rugged, you think of like hard material that can't be it's very hard to wear it down. It's very hard to tear and ruin and destroy, right? But comfortable is not an opposite, but it is in opposition to the idea of rugged. Can it be rugged and comfortable at the same time? So I would go into that a little more and just expand on that to give the customer a little bit more something to chew on and say, hey, this is the outcome of a rugged and comfortable hat, and this is what it's like for you, and this is how it's gonna make your life better. This is the reason you should care. That's the one thing I would say about this paragraph that I would do more on. Then you have your Shop Now CTA. I would consider testing Shop the collection now, or Shop the ACHS collection, or Shop the quote Hot Springs unquote collection, something like that, to get people to tie that back to this, even though it's right next to it and people are gonna. It's not a huge deal. That might get you a couple, percentage points higher of convert or clicks because it's tying this CTA directly to the collection, and it'll go to the collection, right? If this So this has tracking on it, so I can't really tell where it goes. But the CTA, if it goes just to the general store, then you're missing an opportunity. You want this to go to this collection or one of the specific hats down here. Ideally, this goes to the collection next to what you're doing because you show the hats down here at the bottom. After that CTA, they have the two different types of hats in the collection. You have your Odyssey Adventure and your Coronado Adventure. So these are styles. It looks like, I think it's the crown height. This one's medium or short, and this one is tall. They both have curved bills. And so they show this here. And you have your three little images here for each one to show you kind of what it is. I think this is great. I think this offers the customer a little bit of options here. They can shop in the email. So if they just say, oh, yep, that's the one I want, shop now, they can go through, click, add to their cart and go. And the site's not doing the selling, the email is. So again, back to that strategy. If you want to sell with email, you may want to use images. You don't have to, but getting people to make the decision, I'm going to buy before they click on something. That's different than getting them curious about something on the other side of the click so they can go buy it on the site. Those are two different approaches, right? Two different approaches. You can use both of them in your email strategy, but knowing which one you're using when you send an email is hugely important. And then with Melin, like we've done on other videos, they have their Melin's perfect fit promise, their guarantee, right? Risk reversal. And then you have your features of buying from them, and then they have their social hashtag here across their channels. So yeah, this email, pretty short, sweet. But the big reason why I want to share this with you is one, it's a product launch or product introduction email. It's a direct offer to the list. So talk about that strategy of like who are you actually sending this to on your list, how you're segmenting your list to get the best results. How would you alter this email to actually send it to those segments and make it as optimized as possible to get the click and get the sale? So that's something else too. And then the final thing I would say for the takeaways or insights here is the CTA buttons, is make them specific, shop Odyssey Adventure now, shop Coronado Adventure now. Those things may not seem like a big deal, but adding the name of the hat inside the CTA can increase clicks because people are connecting this here. They're looking at Odyssey Adventure with clicking on this button. There's a direct connection. They don't have to work and think. There's no like fraction of a hesitation of saying shop now. Is this going to go to the product? I don't want to shop this out. I just want to go look at this product. they click this. So that's something to consider too. So yeah, those are the 3 big insights. And yeah, so with that being said, take these back to your brand, use them, see if you can get some results with them. If you do, please let me know. I'd like to talk to you about it. In the meantime, check out my other videos here on the channel. At the time of this recording, we have 90 videos. I have 90 videos as a part of my brand breakdown challenge, going all the way to 100. Go check out those, leave comments, ask questions. I'm here to help your brand make more sales with email. So with that being said, thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you later.